This is what happens when you have a toddler and you forget to water all the plants in your house. It's been a little minute, I'm sorry, I said I was back and then, life. In my last video I said that I'm on sabbatical, and that is what was happening. I was on sabbatical. I then returned to said job to integrate myself back in, and not sadly, I was going to say sadly, it wasn't sadly at all. I made the decision that that job was no longer for me and I quit. I quit my job of 11 years and decided to go into the world of self-employment. This for me is, well, it's huge. I am someone who very much likes to do what I know. Probably why I ended up in a job for 11 years and never did anything different. As some of you may know from my last video, I'm neurodivergent, late discovered neurodivergent, and it, to me, I think, was very much a do what you know, stay, you know, I'm someone that is comfortable without the change. I like knowing what is going on, and so it has felt like quite a big thing to decide to leave my job. It's something that I would probably say I've been thinking about for a good few years, since my son was born, basically. Obviously, when you have a child, your priorities change, you think about things, and for me right now, I needed flexibility and I needed something that would allow me to work from home. And sadly, my corporate job, neither of those things were very doable. It would have been really difficult for them to try and work around those things for me, and I didn't want to put them in that position. And so on my sabbatical, near the very end of my sabbatical, I discovered the world of virtual assistants, and this is something that felt right for me. I'd looked at a load of different things. I'd started Etsy shops, there was a whole lot of things that I was looking at. I did a bit of blogging. I'm still doing blogging. I'm really enjoying that. But I felt like I needed to find that thing that was going to be more stable, I guess, rather than kind of going off of the whims of an algorithm, or basing it off of hoping that people might purchase something on Etsy. That to me felt a little bit dubious. I just didn't know whether that was going to, come through to what I needed it to be, and whether it was going to be successful. Whilst yes, I have been selling things on Etsy, which is great, it's not something that I feel I could make a full-time job from, or a part-time job. I only really need a part-time job. And so in the last couple of weeks of my sabbatical, I came across the world of virtual assistants, which couldn't be more perfect for me, really. It's remote. I can do it from home. I can do it from anywhere. I'll likely be doing it from home. I'm not going to be, one of these people out in Bali on a beach doing my virtual assistants. Very impractical with a toddler. Very just not me. I'm not going to be sat on a beach. That is probably the last place you would find me, in all honesty. And all of the skills I have learned over the years in my job, in terms of admin, management, loads of different stuff to do with kind of leadership, but also just working with people, are all skills that really fit very nicely with the virtual assistant work. Also, everything that I've done here on the internet, so my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my various different things that I've done creatively, they all are also skills that I've been able to kind of add as services to my virtual assistant works, which is incredible, because who would have thought back in, when did I start my YouTube channel? 2013, I think, that I would be able to kind of position myself as somebody who could help somebody with a YouTube channel or an Instagram account or anything really, businesses, small businesses who don't necessarily have the time to put into admin, and they want to focus on the thing that they have actually started the business for. That to me is just amazing, and I want to be able to help those people. So I guess this is just a little message as well to any of you in this sphere that do still follow me. If you are a small business owner, or if you have somebody who is a small business owner and they are looking to outsource anything that they are doing in their business, whether that be admin, creative support, social media, do pass along my information. I'll leave my link down below so you can see my website, you can see my Instagram. I would really love that. I know that it just feels I'm having to learn how to market myself. It's not something that I'm necessarily comfortable with. Like, whilst I've obviously been online for a really long time and talk quite comfortably with the camera, it's a different thing when you're trying to sell yourself, which sounds awful, but it just feels very different when like someone is going to be paying for me to do something for them. It just seems like a different type of marketing, I guess. And so I'm very much learning that at the moment. I would so appreciate it if you would think of me if you ever have a conversation with someone and they're looking for that kind of support. That would be amazing. I would so appreciate it. This is, I guess, is just a bit of a behind the scenes on what I've been doing, but another part of the kind of marketing that I've been learning about and looking into is email marketing and how important it is to get people onto an email list so that you can kind of nurture them and also just build a really positive relationship with them, in the hopes that potentially one day they might want your services or something. And I have been doing that and working out how it is that you kind of get people onto your email list. And one way is to provide a freebie or something that they can interact with, that then you kind of swap their email address for the thing that you're giving them, which I'm sure all of you have experienced somewhere along the line. So there's stuff everywhere these days where it's like, you know, do you want 50 free of whatever, and then you provide your email address. And so the thing that I've created, and I feel so cringe just even talking about it, which I shouldn't, I need to practice, I need to, you know, sell the thing that I've created. But if anyone wants to go and do it, you're more than welcome to. You will end up on my email list though, so if you don't want that, then maybe don't go and do it. But if you are interested, I have created a burnout buster quiz. So for business owners or people who are interested in burnout, I've created a quiz to see where you are on. It's a fun quiz. It's not really serious or like technical, but it will basically tell you where you are on the burnout scale, and then at the end of it you get a little freebie that is a kind of actionable plan to help you stay away from burnout, because burnout is really crap, and that is kind of what led to me being in this position in the first place, burning out from my corporate job. I didn't want to be there anymore, and so I don't want that for other people, and that's kind of where I'm coming from with that freebie. But it will be seen. It's a test at the moment. It might not be very successful. It might be one of those things where in a few weeks time I realise that nobody wants to do the quiz and I have to try something else. But it's all part of learning, isn't it, at the end of the day? And that is what's happening here. And so I wanted to share that with you. And I think actually what I'm going to be doing now for YouTube is actually filming on my camera, on my phone, sorry. That is what I'm doing right now. Previously I had, you know, set up everything, everything, you know, big camera and stuff. And I feel like that makes me a little bit more tense. I don't know why. Like, I feel like it just seems less relaxed basically. And I found through starting TikTok recently, well, this year, that I am so much more relaxed and I feel so much more myself and, you know, just willing to be a bit more, I don't know, myself. I don't know how to describe it, just a little bit more, you know, willing to laugh and have a joke and make fun of myself, rather than feeling like I need to have everything perfectly said and repeating myself a lot. Like, I would repeat lines and lines and lines when I film with a big camera and spend ages cutting things out and cutting out little ums and stuff, because I just felt like I had to be really clean and polished for my YouTube channel, which is, you know, what some people will be here for, and some people might not like this version of me, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of what I think I want this channel to go, and it's so much easier to film on my phone. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'd love to chat to any of you who have made a big change in your life, not just leaving a job. If you've had a big life-altering change and something has felt kind of scary to you, but you've just gone and done it anyway, come and chat to me down below. I would love to hear from you. If any of you are business owners and have some advice or just want to talk to me about that, do come and talk to me. It would be really nice. I hope you're all having a really wonderful day, and I will hopefully see you again soon, because to be honest, at the moment I've got no clients, so all of my days are trying to work out how to get people to want me. So there we go. Have a lovely day, and I will see you soon. Bye.